What is going on, everybody? It is Snickel here, and today I'm bringing you guys a trophy guide, or kind of a strategy to get the Flawless Raider trophy in Destiny. Now I'm going to walk you through all of the parts of the raid. We are doing the Vault of Glass and everything of that sort. So before we get into that, I'm going to talk about a few key weapons that you are going to not really need to have, but strongly advise that you do have to make this a lot easier. Any Vault of Glass weapon is going to really help you. So the Atheon's Epilogue, the Vision of Confluence, and the Fatebringer are the three main primary guns that I suggest you use. Now, secondary gun wise, I highly suggest everybody on your team go with Icebreaker, or Found Verdict might work, but you really need a sniper, Pradius Revenge, something of that sort. And heavy weapon doesn't really matter, just don't use rockets at all. I would highly suggest the corrective measures from the raid, but if you don't have that, any machine gun will work. Now at the beginning here, I suggest that everybody runs Atheon's Epilogue to get down the Praetorian's shields fast. Me personally, I take the right side and I hop up on this rock that I'm on here and I just snipe and I try to help my buddy out down low that stays on the pillar. Now this part, you are going to need 2 on the left, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the right. Now you don't really need 2 in the middle, but just have 2 there just to make it a little bit easier. Now you won't die here if one of the things gets taken over, so it's not needed to be aggressive. Just really stay back. If someone's getting hurt, don't be taking the risks for this. And also you really need to set up all your classes so you have all armor and all recovery on your classes. For your hunters and your titans and your warlocks, I would suggest for your titans, run your bubble. For your warlocks, run your radiance, and when you activate the radiance, it takes down damage. And for hunters, run whatever, gold gun, whatever, that works. But this part, again, very easy, and this trophy is all about communication. You need to have communication. You need to have a person in charge as well that knows what the hell they're doing, and they need to be able to run every part of this raid, with their eyes closed, forwards and backwards. In my case, I was the person that was directing everybody. I've done Flawless Raider a few times for friends and everything. This time was for a friend, so I actually didn't really get the trophy. I already had it. But that being said, you really need a person that is very good at the raid, can direct people and everything of that sort. Again, this part at the beginning is probably one of the easier parts. It's really weird. A few times, sometimes when you do it, it goes fast. Sometimes when you do it, it goes a little slow. So you just need to remember that. And like I said, all the guns I was speaking about at the beginning, I'll also edit pictures so you know what they look like, just in case you don't know them by name. But any raid weapon, primary raid weapon, is really not required, but it makes it a lot easier. Besides the Praetorian, or not the Praetorian, the Pradius timepiece is really not needed. That's the pulse rifle. It's kind of bad. If you have guns that do 331 attack, that's doable as well. The reason I say use raid weapons is they have Oracle Disruptor, so when it comes to the Oracles, you don't have any problems with that. Now, doing these jumping sections coming up, go one by one. That's all I can say. Don't take any risks or anything of that sort. Now, we were doing this raid when the Crota's End raid came out, which is the first DLC. What's it called? The Dark Beyond or something, the Dark Below. I can't remember the name of it, for God's sake. But the max level cap was 32 at the time. Now, obviously, as the level cap gets higher, doing this trophy will get a lot easier. But you are still going to need to know these strategies to make this a lot easier. Now, we had 3 people in this group going for Flawless Raider, so it's good to have a raid team that knows what the hell they're doing and not do this with random people, because the problem with doing this with random people is you really argue because people want to do it certain ways. So if you get a raid team that does everything the same exact way and nobody argues, that's your best bet. In my case, I was very lucky enough to have a few guys together that were able to run through this. They really listened to me because they knew that I knew what I was doing and I knew how to get through this raid. But anyway, I'm going to cut the voice chat here and we will move on to when the next part actually starts. So as you guys just saw there, I did switch around a few weapons so I could get a better loadout for what I was doing here. So for this part, what you want to do is for the first Conflux, you want to have pretty much everybody up top, but you have one guy go down just to watch the people spawning on the Conflux. In my case, we had 2 guys down just because the other guy, he really enjoys running bottom with me, so we can run it that way. So for this part, I am highly suggesting that your primary weapon either be Fatebringer or Vision of Confluence. Again, secondary Icebreaker if you have it, and your heavy corrective measures if you have it. Now, in my own personal opinion, the Confluxes and the Oracles are going to be the most stressful part of this raid. Hands down, most stressful part. That being said, you really need to take your time here, and you really need to, if you're getting hurt, get into cover. Don't really push yourself out there and put yourself on the limit and on the edge to dying. Now, we had a lot of problems running this part flawless a few times. You really need to watch out for fanatics. They are the worst. Fanatics are the absolute worst when it comes to this part. They will sneak up behind you and explode, and they don't care what level you are, they will explode you. And fanatics are those things right there, those green things. So really watch out for them. Again, they will come up behind you and just blow you up. Now, once the legions come, which, that'll be after a few minutes, you can go hide just to not take the risks. Now, while we're running the Conflux and the Templar, we are running 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. Now, if you don't know exactly what that means that, the little pillar before I jump down, 3 guys are always staying on that level to snipe. Then you have 3 guys running around at the bottom to clear out all the ads. Now, the guys up top cannot really see the right side, which is the side that I'll be covering. They can't see that side, so that's why you need to have 3 down, because you have 1 on the left and you can have 2 on the right. Now, again, in my case, when we were running it, I personally can run the right all by myself. So the guy that was helping me on the right was also watching the center as well. So you need to really adjust your playstyles to how you can play. If you know a person can cover the right all by themselves, then don't waste another person over there to help them out. If you know a guy can cover the left all by himself, again, don't waste a player being on the left to help him out if he knows he can do it by himself. Now, when legions come, we either hide on top of this rock, or you can hide over in the little spirit bloom room. If you guys know where that is, it's to the right now. So right now we're just waiting out legions, and I'm switching my stuff around so me and this other guy can match a little bit and all of that. So I'm going to get back to you guys when the next Conflux starts. Okay, so now the second round of Confluxes has begun. Now this time we only have to defend the left and the right Conflux. Like I said, I can do the complete right Conflux by myself. Now on the left Conflux, we have a guy on the ground, and then we have a guy on top helping him out. Meanwhile, we have 2 more guys, actually I should say 3 more guys that are just covering all the ads that run through the middle. Now if you do have Fatebringer, I highly suggest use it for this part. It will explode hobgoblins, goblins, everything in one shot. It'll take minotaurs down, no problem. So if you have Fatebringer, use it here. If you don't, Vision of Confluence works. Atheon's Epilogue, any raid weapon really works. Any 331 will work as well, or whatever the attack is when you guys are watching this video, because I know it will get bumped up in future updates and DLCs and stuff of that sort. Now, I did want to say this, when the legions are going on, so when me and all the other guys are hanging out on top of that rock, the guys that are up top, sniping out all the ads, they will just be sniping all of the fanatics and all of the harpies and things of that sort. And you can help them out if you want to, but that's completely up to you. Now, when I'm running the right here, sometimes I will run out of primary, but usually I'll be able to run in that little cave in the back that I just aimed at, and I will be able to go get it. So I never really run out of ammo, but just in case you do, it is back there. So here come the fanatics. Now the fanatics will, again, they'll try to sneak up behind you. They'll come up those stairs to the left that I was shooting the guys at before, and they'll actually come to the rock to my left and come completely behind me and blow me up. So again, really watch out for those fanatics. If you are running the left side, there is the rock that the other guy and I were hiding on top of. That's a good rock to stand up there and take out all the adds that come down the cave and come from the side. So here's a Minotaur, and you'll see what the Fatebringer does to him. It just completely destroys him. No chance. Now the last Conflux is probably the easiest. It goes by the fastest, but it really is the easiest. Also, when you're running either the left or the right or the center, and you're not aiming your weapon unless you have the third eye perk, really keep an eye out on your minimap. I know the minimap isn't very detailed, but at least it'll give you a general vicinity of where your enemies are coming from here. So anyway, me and the guys that are warlocks, we are running Radiance, and we are running the upgrade that will lower the damage done to us when Radiance is activated. So you'll see me and a few guys, when it comes to Oracles, will actually pop the Radiance because we'll be getting redlined and stuff from the snipers. And I will talk about that strategy a few ways. But again, this strategy for running this part is very easy. It kind of comes down to if the guys on the ground can kind of run their sides by themselves. Like I said, I can completely run the right side by myself, so I don't really need help on it. But again, if you guys aren't as strong of players as the players that I have on this team here, you can obviously run 2, 2, and 2, or whatever is needed, and whatever you guys are capable of. But here we are hiding from the second round of Legions, and I'll just cut to when we go to the last round of Confluxes. Alright, so now we start the third round of Confluxes, and this one's probably the fastest if you do it right, and you just run it the same way that you ran the other Confluxes. Now for each Conflux, minus the first one, you are going to have to deal with 2 Minotaurs on each side, so 2 on the right, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the left, but they again are not that hard to take out if you have a Fatebringer, an Epilogue, something of that sort, if you do have it. So you do need to watch out for these goblins with the torch hammers. Those are the same guns that the Minotaurs use. They are extremely deadly if you don't take them out, and you'll be able to tell the torch hammers they'll glow blue. They'll glow blue, and you'll definitely know where they are. So this is going to be a quick round, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown on what you should do here and the best strategy to do for this part. So the best strategy for this part is 2 on right, 2 in middle, and 2 on left. That being said, you need 3 on the ground and 3 up top. The 3 up top need to be helping snipe the people down low. Now the setup is 2 on the right because the top snipers cannot see the right. The 2 in the middle should be 2 snipers up top, and the 2 on the left should be 1 on the ground and 1 sniper up top. Now in the case that we were running it, we had 1 on the right because I was by myself, and the guy that was helping me on the right was helping run back and forth to the middle because the guys up top, I believe they were, I think 1 was not proper, or I don't know. I honestly can't remember. It was a while ago. But, you know, he was just going back to the middle because the middle can get pretty chaotic if you don't have the right setup or anything like that. So there we go. We got Legions already. It was that quick. So again, just a quick rundown for this. Just in case you guys missed it, I will try to explain it. You have 2 on the right, 2 in the middle, 2 on the left. The 2 on the right are on the ground. The 2 that cover the middle Conflux are up top sniping, and the 2 on the left, I don't know if I got the left or the right mixed up. The 2 on the left are going to be 1 on the ground, 1 up top. 2 in the middle will be snipers, and the 2 on the right will be both be on the ground. That's how you guys are going to run this part. You're going to have the best luck, or not really luck, that's going to be the best strategy that you can do for this part, hands down, because it's going to help a lot on the Templar, which will be coming up next, and I will skip to when that is going to start. So enjoy this of all of us killing these Legions and everything. So I ill-informed you guys. This is not the Templar coming up next. This is the Oracles. I haven't played Vault of Glass in a while. It has been a week or two since I did play it, but we are dealing with Oracles now. Now, Oracles are the hardest part, and you're going to be running Oracles the same way you run Confluxes, except this time you need 2, possibly 3 on the right side, because the right side gets chaotic when it comes to Oracles. Now, luckily, the guys that I raid with are very good, and they know all the spawn spots of the Oracles and everything, so you should get these spawn spots down if you cannot. So whatever. As you saw earlier, I did switch my primary to the Vision of Confluence. That thing is great on Oracles. If you use that or Atheon's Epilogue, Found Verdict, they all work very well. Icebreaker, Corrective Measures, they're all great. But anyway, you'll see here that it does get a bit chaotic because ads do come out on the ground, plus you have the snipers. Now, like I was saying before, we have 3 on the ground. Now, the 3 on the ground here, all 3 of us can get all the Oracles, no problem, where we're standing. So this is my suggestion. The 3 on the ground worry about the Oracles, and the 3 up top take care of all of the snipers, and they try to clear out all the other ads off the guys on the ground. It just makes it a bit easier because it does get pretty chaotic on the ground, and you will see a few times here that me and my partner that I'm standing next to here, we actually use our radiance to lower the damage impact coming in on us. So it can be a bit annoying, and it can get a bit chaotic down here. And like I said earlier, this is probably the hardest part of the raid. Now, when you do this raid, by wiping in Oracles that way, it is the easiest part by far. But if you do this the legitimate way, this is the absolute hardest part of the raid, hands down. So like I said, you have your snipers up top. They will take out any snipers, or they'll try to take out ads, and the guys on the bottom will really stay focused on the Oracles. Now, you will see here that there's a few Minotaurs. My partner next to me usually uses his Corrective Measures, and again, great gun for Minotaurs. If you don't have it, use it. So as you just saw there, he used his Radiance to lower the damage coming into him, and I'm just over here keeping these goblins out. Now, we hide behind that little rock right there because it's a great place to hide from the snipers. Now, on the left-hand side, I am not 100% sure how to run the left-hand side because my buddy always runs it, and he does an amazing job. I don't know what the hell he does over there, but he does his work. I think he hangs out on one of the stairways on the left, and he could see basically all the Oracles. Now, like I was saying earlier, you do need at least 3 on the right because Oracles will double spawn in the last round, which it'll get extremely hectic because what happens is this game is very brutal to players, so it will spawn Oracles and it will spawn snipers at the same time. That's just what it loves to do. So while you're going out to kill Oracles, guess what? You got 3 or 4 snipers shooting you. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but like I said, definitely the hardest part of the raid. There are no fanatics, so you don't need to worry about things coming up behind you and blowing up, but you definitely need to watch your back for those goblins with the torch hammers or minotaurs or anything just spawning up behind you. But anyway, I'm going to let this play out because this is going to go out for a little while longer. Don't really have too much to talk about here. I'll run down the strategy one more time, but after that I'll just let you guys watch until we get to the actual Templar. So the strategy is you need 2 on the right and a sniper. You need pretty much no one in middle, and you need the other 3 on the left. Kind of 3 and 3. The 2 on the ground, or there will be 2 on the ground on the right and 1 on the ground on the left. Everybody up top. Really, the guys up top here, they'll just be calling out Oracles. Again, communication is very much needed here. They need to sit back and they need to let people know where the Oracles are spawning. We know the spawn spots, but we don't know the exact times that Oracles spawn because that's just too much to really remember. So the guys up top should really be sitting back, and they should be saying Oracle back left, Oracle front right, Oracle middle, Oracle stairs on the right, something of that sort, far right, whatever it be. They need to inform the people on the ground where to look for the Oracles. But that being said, this is the best strategy for this part for Flawless Raider. I'm just going to let the rest of the Oracles play through till we get to the Templar, and I hope this part, or at least this strategy, will help you get through the Oracles. Okay, so I did skip a little bit there after we got done the oracles because a few guys had to go to the bathroom and get a drink of water because it can get a bit nerve-wracking once you get done a good part. You kind of want to take a break a little bit. So now we get to the Templar. So for the Templar here, again, we run 3 on the ground and we run 3 up top. The 3 up top should be focusing on oracles. Now, if the guys on the bottom can see the oracles, definitely take them out. But you need to take the oracles out here because if you don't take that one oracle out that spawns each negation, you will get marked and you'll have to jump down and it'll make it a lot harder. Now, I am running the relic here, so I hope that if you guys have a team, at least one of the guys knows how to run the relic. I enjoy running the relic. I run the relic on every raid that we do, so I'm good with it as well. Or that's what people say, so I just go by that. But the only thing you really need to worry about here on the bottom here is obviously the harpies, but there'll be a few of the Vex or the goblins that spawn in with the torch hammers, which you saw right at the beginning when I picked the relic up from the back right. They will destroy you. So just remember that you need to take them out as fast as possible. So the way we usually run this is everybody up top, but obviously we can't do that right now. So on flawless, again, 3 on the bottom, 3 up top, I would usually run a Gallahorn here to help take down the Templar a bit faster, and I did that a few times. But the problem with the Gallahorn is it's been having a lot of problems with early detonations. So a few times it actually blew up right in my face when we were trying to go for Flawless Raider, so it was a bit annoying. Now, what I would suggest is the guys on the ground, they all stand by the relic holder when he shoots the Templar down, because then he can just smash the ground and get their shields off, which you see me do every time I get a shield. But again, this part is about communication. You need a lot of communication here. The guy with the relic needs to tell his team when he's taking the shield down so they can be ready to be detained or whatever it be. They need to be ready for it. So as you just saw there, some of my buddies actually ran in front of me and we wasted a shot, but it's okay. We get this part done, no problem. Again, the strategy here is the 3 guys up top will spot oracles. If they can see it, they will shoot it. And the 3 guys on the bottom, they will really just try to take out the harpies and the goblins with torch hammers, or not torch hammer, yeah, torch hammers. And of course, put shots on the Templar if they can. And the guy with the relic should be telling every time that, he's taking the shield down. And again, this part is about communication. You need to call out oracles. If someone sees an oracle, call it out. If someone, sees something, call it out. You guys need to communicate it during this part because it is very crucial. The oracles and the Templar are a very crucial part to communicate and everything of that sort. So anyway, now that you guys know the easiest strategy for Flawless Raider on this part, I will leave you to the rest of this video till we get into the Gorgon's labyrinth. Alright, so now that we are in the Gorgon's labyrinth, it is now the hardest part of this trophy without having to deal with any combat. So they did fix this part, or they screwed it up a bit. We used to hide up on the rock there, but you can be easily spotted now. So what we did here was we hit on this rock, and we waited for the Gorgon to come around. You see him right there to the right. Now, once he comes around and he goes to the left, one guy, which was me here, will go down and check to make sure the timing is good. Because on normal, after that Gorgon passes, you can just run through. Now, this is what we did. For this part, we all equipped Gallahorns, machine guns, whatever you had, you equipped it just in case that Gorgon saw you. You just blow them up. So if there's no Gorgon coming from the left, that means it is time to run. Wait for that Gorgon to pass, and then you just start sprinting for the end here. No double jumping, none of that. Just straight sprint through. That means the timing is perfect. Now you saw a Gorgon from the left just passed, and a Gorgon up here should be behind a rock, and there we go. We get through the Gorgon's maze, no problems. We had a few problems with that, doing it again with Flawless Raider, because Gorgons were spotting us from bullcrap positions, and it was just really bullcrap how we were getting caught and we were dying. But anyway, now this is probably the most nerve-wracking part on a single person's shoulders, because they don't want to fall during this part. But hopefully you guys know how to make it across without jumping all the way across in one jump. Now, one guy actually did jump all the way across in one jump, and I was kind of mad that he did, because I told him not to, but he still did it anyway. But I have faith in him. You'll see him go right here. So you want to wait for the left rock to spawn. So you have the view like I have it right here. You wait for the leftmost rock to spawn. So I'll tell you guys what rock. That rock right there. When that one spawns, you jump. You catch your jump, and one will spawn right below you. You will land on that, and then just jump to the end. It's very easy, but you do need to get the timing down. So if you guys don't know the timing, go into this, solo or something completely by yourself, and you will make it, and you will get the timing down, and it will be no problem for you. Now, you'll see that they're all sitting up here because they want to get the timing down. They're all scared. They want to get the trophy, and then this one guy, he kind of just says, screw it, and goes across. But we are waiting here for a while, so I will skip till when we start doing the gatekeepers, right when we get there, obviously. Well, I can't think right now. Yeah, right. So there you go. He jumps all the way across. I was kind of mad at him. I thought he fell off, but then he popped up out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay, good. So anyway, again, if you don't have the timing down, just go into the raid solo. Get a checkpoint here. Go into the raid solo and keep trying it till you get the timing down every single time, and you will make it across no problem. But anyway, I'm going to skip till we get to the gatekeepers here. Alright, so now everybody made it across, and the reason I wanted to skip that was because we were waiting for that guy right there. We were waiting about 15-20 minutes for him. Something was going on with his daughter, so we wanted to wait and just wait for him to come back. So now we are dealing with the gatekeepers. Now, if you don't know how to do the gatekeepers part, I'm going to try to explain it to you, but please listen to me when I'm saying this, because this is the easiest way to do it. So what you do is everybody has their icebreaker out, and you're going to shoot the first gatekeeper from this doorway right here. Don't even walk into it, because you're going to risk getting sniped by the hobgoblins. Because what will happen is this Templar, but this gatekeeper will go down. When you go and start putting up the portal to the left, all of the snipers will despawn, so you won't have to worry about them. Now, when you go into the first portal, you do 2 in the first portal, and then when the 2 in the first portal are coming out, you have one guy go to the middle, 1 or 2 guys, depending on how strong you are, and you take the Praetorians out, or Minotaurs out from the middle, and then you have the others run to the right portal, open that up, and you have 2 more go in, the same 2 that went into the first one. Now, if you guys don't know how to center or solo the center, what you do is you go up behind where the Minotaurs are spawning, and you just shoot them. You can do this with an Atheon's epilogue. That works perfectly fine. But I think the hardest part with this is probably the guys outside that have to deal with the Praetorians. They do have it pretty hard because they have to jump around and everything a lot. So there you go. I just helped that guy take out the Gatekeeper there, and now he's on his way out. I was staying in with him so I could try to get some of the ads to look away, because he does get a little torn up in here sometimes. He usually solos this by himself, but I wanted to be extra cautious on this. So here we go, we're going out right now. By the time we're out, you can see the little arrow up on the mini map. There's already a guy that is up in the middle getting those minotaurs out already. So now me and the same guy that went into the first portal will run over to the second portal, and we'll get ready to go into the second portal. Now usually I can solo the second portal, but he goes in just to shoot that one super, just to help me out a little bit. Again, the guys that are on the portal will stay on the portal. Don't let the minotaurs take it over and all of that. If you hear an oracle and you're outside, you have to shoot that oracle, but the guys inside should be able to take everything down fast enough so that the oracles don't have to spawn. So there we go. We take that Gatekeeper down. I will run up to the top here. I'll throw a grenade, because usually a hobgoblin will spawn here sometimes. I didn't throw it that time, but usually a hobgoblin will spawn up there, and he'll try to snipe you. So now we just run out, or we surf out, whatever you want to call this. When we're on our way out, we tell everybody, get to the middle, get to the middle. Everybody will get to the middle, and then you just stay safe for this part until the 2 portals open up. All those goblins and everything will despawn, so you won't really have to worry about them. So you just get to the middle, and you have a relic on the right portal, relic on the left portal, and you'll have your guy up top, and then the other 3 that we're covering, they'll just, cover whoever says they need help. Usually us 2 relic guys can handle the guys that come out of the portal, so it's not that big of a deal. But again, you should be running this with a raid group that knows what they're doing, so this part should come very easily. When we're running this on hard, we even blast through it. It's really, really easy. So 3 guys there takes them out, and we will be done. So there we go. We are done that part of the raid, and now we get into the last part, which is to kill Atheon. Now for Atheon, no freaking rockets. No rockets at all during this. LMGs, definitely Icebreaker if you have it, and Vision of Confluence. That's my suggested loadout for you guys. Now, the way we run Atheon is we don't run to the pillar in the middle, because if everybody knows that rock that's in the middle that everybody usually goes on, sometimes the shield can glitch out if you're standing too far to the left, too far to the right, something of that sort. It usually glitches out, and you won't, and someone will die. It's just obvious. Someone will die. So the easiest thing to do here is, sit back, and we're actually going to run to the way back where you first come into the room. Someone that is a Titan will pop a bubble, a weapons light. You'll see it when it happens. They'll pop a weapons light, or, whatever they're running. Weapons light is best for this part, because you actually will take Atheon down faster. And you'll run in, and you'll see I'll run the shield every time I'm inside. I'm not sure if I run the shield every time. I can't remember. I think we get it in either 3 or 4 teleports. Usually we would do it in 2, but we're not taking the risk by running to the middle. So you need to remember that. So what'll happen here is I cleanse them in the middle, and then I'll cleanse them right here. I'll cleanse them one more time. And then what I would do is I'll just run out after this. Now you'll see I actually run to the middle where you're not supposed to go, and then I'm like, crap, I forgot. So I'm like, okay, come into the back. So we come back here. A Titan will pop a bubble, either to the left or the right, depending on what portal you come out of, and you'll just see Atheon's health drop. Now for this part, I highly suggest Icebreaker. Now you also need to try to have one person on the harpies outside, or supplicants outside, just so that when the shield comes down, they can take them out. But that is that. And also, when you're coming out of the shield, when you have the Time's Vengeance, and, when you have that little buff to take down Atheon's health, when do you want to come out of that? You want to come out of that when the Time's Vengeance is about 5 seconds, just to be safe. Don't take any risks. Don't get too greedy, any of that. And again, this is about communication. The guy that's holding the shield should be telling his guys when to get out of that shield. At 5 seconds, he should be saying, 5 seconds, everybody out, everybody out, everybody out. There's no questions asked. This is by far the easiest way that I have found to run this flawless raider without really getting pissed off at the game. So there we go. We got our shield guy coming out. You'll see he'll pop a bubble. Our Titan will pop a bubble right here. There's our bubble. We'll run through it, get weapons of light. Try not to push that shield guy around, and then we'll start shooting Atheon, and we will do all of that. But anyway, I'll leave the rest of the strategy to you guys. Again, you run it the same way that you run this usually. except instead of meeting in that center platform, you're just going to meet in the back platform, and whatever portal you're coming out of, that's where the Titan will pop the weapons of light. But enjoy the rest of this, and I'll get back to you guys when we have beaten Atheon. So there you go, guys. We've beaten Atheon on normal mode without anybody in our fire team dying, and we've done the flawless raider. I have taught you guys all of the strategies that you need to know to beat this. I'm just going to do a quick rundown one more time for each strategy. On the first part, you do 2 on the left, 2 in the middle, 2 on the right, running anything with void damage and icebreaker. When you get to the confluxes, on the first conflux, you run 2 on the ground, 4 up top. When you get the second pair of confluxes, which is the left and the right, you run 2 guys on the right, you run 2 guys on the left, and 2 guys in the middle. One of the guys on the left is a sniper, and the 2 guys in the middle are snipers. Everybody else is on the ground. When you get to the third thing of confluxes, which is all 3 confluxes, again, you run 2 on the left, one of them being a sniper, 2 in the middle, both of them being a sniper, and 2 on the right, both of them on the ground. When you get to oracles, you run it the same exact way, 2 on the right, both of them on the ground, 2 in the middle, both of them are snipers, 2 on the left, one is a sniper, one is on the ground, and the guys up top will call out the oracles for that part. Next, you have the Templar. Again, you have 3 on the ground, 3 up top. The 3 up top will be taking out the 1 oracle that will spawn each negation. The 3 on the ground will be taking out harpies, and the guy with the shield will be calling when he's taking down a shield. Call out oracles anytime you see him. Next, when you get to the Gorgon's maze, you're just going to figure out when that left Gorgon is not coming, and then you'll just run straight through. When you come to the jumps, just get the timing down. When you come to the Gatekeepers, again, you have everybody on the left getting the portal up. 2 guys go inside, take the Gatekeeper down. When they're on their way out, you have a guy go to the back to take out those Minotaurs that are coming from the back with a gun with void damage. Everybody else goes to the right, and you repeat the same process. Then when you get to Atheon, you run it the same exact way you would run it every other time, except instead of meeting in that center platform, you meet in the back platform, and you have a Titan pop a weapons light if you're coming from the Venus or the Mars side. But anyway, guys, that is the easiest strategy for running this flawless raider on Vault of Glass. Again, we were 32s. You probably saw the levels at the end there, or if they haven't come up yet, I'm not exactly sure what levels everybody was in the fire team. But anyway, I hope this was a helpful video. If it was, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you guys around sometime soon.